Well, hello and welcome to another short European trip, Public Projects. It's myself and Kieran on this trip, and we're over in Belgium. We've got 4 nights. We've done our first one last night, and we're going to be fishing on small canals, large canals, lakes. We're not really sure. We've got a very rough plan for this trip, and we're just going to pretty much go with the flow. So as far as crossings go, we got a pretty late one last night. We got the 7:20 train, so that ended up that we were here in the dark, relying on the street lights at the canal where we are to get the rods out, bait up, tie rigs. For once as well, I actually tied a few on the train, which was pretty rare for me. I always say I'm going to do it, but I actually did this time.
Trist, you'll be proud of me. I'm tying rigs on the way to Belgium, and I'm tying slip D's, boy.
Oof. So I was kind of semi-prepped. And yeah, we sort of got here, we thought we saw a fish show. So we were very, very excited as soon as we got here. We was itching to get the gear out the van. But we were waiting for Gio to come down with our licenses before we got the rods out. So he popped along, we exchanged a few gifts and stuff. So it's been a good, probably getting on for 3 years since we've seen each other. So yeah, we had a bit of a natter and a catch up for probably good part of an hour, I'd say. So yeah, by this time last night, it was around midnight when we got the rods out. Fortunately, we're on quite a small canal, so it's close in work and over to the far margin. We got the rods positioned, had to have a celebratory can of Belgian beer, Jupier. It's been also another long time since myself and Kira fished together, so yeah, it was really, really nice to get the rods out together last night. We went to sleep feeling fairly confident, to be fair. But unfortunately, nothing this morning. We're not disheartened. This was only going to be a drop on, just somewhere nice to sleep, get the rods out with that little chance of a fish as well. So we've hatched a little bit of a plan this morning. We're actually going to head over to Gio's syndicate for the day and, well, potentially for the night. So yeah, we've gone from a canal to now onto a lake. We know there's some really, really nice fish in there, and they've grown a hell of a lot, certainly since I was there last as well. So yeah, really looking forward to that. So going to get all this kit wrapped up now, get the van sorted out, head over to a shop, get our supplies for the next couple of days, and yeah, get the rods out at the Monkey Climber Syndicate. So we've just done our first sort of half lap round at the Syndicate Lake. Seen a couple of fish, saw a group of 3 of them down this end, which is the opposite end to a lovely guy called Sam that we've just met, who's fishing in the car park swim out of his van. He's had 4 bites, so it's looking very promising. The weather's pucker as well. Wind's pushing down towards this end of the lake where we have seen the fish. The water's really down as well since the last time I was here. Anyway, it's a good metre down. There's a lot less water, so the deeper areas are like 2.5 metres. Don't know if it's even that deep down here, but Sam mentioned a hole down this end and down the other end, and we did see one show as well, didn't we, mate, when we got here?
Yeah,
saw one show like in this middle area down here. So yeah, we're both quite excited now. I had a little walk around. There's the huge chestnut tree around the other side that keep dropping into the lake, which is pretty cool. It's definitely feels very autumnal around here. Leaves littered all over the lake, leaves all scattered across the path. So yeah, the van's in the car park at the minute. I think should we reverse it down to that middle swim?
Yeah.
Reverse it down there. Decide what we're going to do, spread the rods out for the afternoon, have a bit of lunch, and then yeah, go from there pretty much. you flipped last time.
Yeah.
And I called, so I'll flip now.
Yeah.
You call. Ready?
Yeah. Heads.
You want to reveal? Tails. I actually won. I'm probably going to bang on that fizzing.
I reckon you might.
Right, let's go.
I'm not watching the war anymore.
Let's go.
So, to catch you up on this afternoon's events, we have literally sat exactly where I'm sat now for probably 4 or 5 hours. Obviously, we got the rods out pretty sharpish as we got here. We found some fish, found some fizzing, and yeah, acted on it straight away. Unfortunately, it hasn't worked. We have still carried on seeing a few fish and we've recast rods onto them and so on, but it hasn't worked. We've hatched a plan, we flipped a coin. I'm going to stay in this swim where we've seen the fish and where we've actually been sat all day. And Lou is going to move down to the car park swim, just to spread around the lake, to be honest. It's a fairly small lake, but I've got one end, he's got the other. We couldn't ask for more than that. We're both on good spots. Yeah, so what we're going to do now is act fast because we are losing light. It's probably around 5:45 now and time flies. So, going to get sorted, get everything out the van. I'm going to set myself up here, get the rods out. We have been granted permission to use the boat. I've got a boat in my swim, Lou's got his own boat, so I'm going to boat my rods out. First time I've ever used a boat, so it could be interesting. Got to learn sometime. So I'm going to do that, and Lou's going to crack on in his swim, and yeah, have a barbecue tonight, a couple of beers, and hopefully we can get this trip off to a start with a lovely Belgian carp.
Right, well, good morning. Hate opening up these pieces in the morning with this word, but unfortunately it didn't happen for us last night. After our best efforts as well, albeit by the time we got round into the swim, certainly for myself anyway, was putting rods out pretty much in the dark last night with the aid of the torch. So yeah, could have been better, could have been getting the rods out a bit sooner, but to be honest, haven't really seen as much activity as yesterday anyway, so looks like the lake's gone a little bit quiet, and it's a huge shame that we're not opening up with our first fish of this trip this morning. So we've been chatting together, me and Kieran, we've been round here in my swim, and we've been having a couple of coffees, a bit of breakfast, a couple of waffles for breakfast, and yeah, we've sort of put together a new plan for the day. Friend of ours, Nathan, has been fishing at a kind of public / sort of day tickety lake here in Belgium, about an hour's drive from where we are now, this week, and he has been catching fish this week. So He's invited us to go and fish with him for the day. It's a day's only water, but very easy fishing, you know, no boats, just off the barrow, walking around, very English style as well, so sort of close quarters or in the edge, which is really suiting to our style of angling anyway. So I think we're going to be heading over to see Nath at this lake today. But yeah, like I said, it's days only, so we're going to then have to head somewhere for the night, and we've decided that we're going to go back to the big lake that we have fished before. We've made a film there before in the past, and it's been ever since then we haven't been back to the water. So yeah, we kind of kept in touch with it a little bit. We know that it's been doing a few fish recently. We will be arriving there in the darkness, so we'll have the aid of the street lights that are scattered around the lake for help with us getting the rods out tonight. But yeah, that's the kind of plan that we've put together at the moment. So it's about 10 o'clock in the morning now, so we need to get all this rods together, get all this gear together, sorry, get the rods in, get the van packed, and get heading over to the new lake to go meet Nath. So we'll see you there. Right, in a bit of a rush, just round at mine, having a coffee. Kieran's receiver's just burst into life. Just grabbed all the cameras, got everything, cameras everywhere, got the mics. We're just on the phone to Trist, telling him about our plan that we're just getting together. I think we're going to move off this lake, saying that we haven't caught anything, and yeah, it's just burst into life, so I'm going to get myself around there now. Come on, kid. You in? You in?
Robinson.
Have you got one on?
Yeah.
Yes.
In the net.
What?
Yeah, look at the size of it.
Oh no. Oh. Oh man, my heart is beating.
Mate, I'd like, my coffee almost gave me a heart attack this second.
Oh.
That's it for our time at the Monkey Climber Syndicate. We're off now to meet our mate Nathan in the Antwerp region, hopefully. We need a fish, so fingers crossed Nate's got something in store for us.
What's happening?
Yo!
Oh, good.
How's it been?
I've
been alright?
Yeah.
Two rods on here. And a Belgique. Just get these swapped over, put the bars in the water, put some fresh baits on the rigs as long as they're sharp. I know one's definitely not sharp because I hooked the swan mussel reeling in that Geo's. Proper bent the hook over, but yeah. Two rods should be fine, two rigs should be fine. Get the boat out, gonna fish up to some buoys. Quite a tow for me, probably not by standard boat angler standards. That's the sticks in anyway. A bit hard getting it in that sand. It's like fishing in a beach pretty much. But yeah, as you can see, the boat's already set up. We don't want to mess around too much, so we're just going to be filming little bits and bobs of putting the rods out each. Me and Kieran are both in the same swim. I'm going to be fishing on the left hand side over towards some buoys. Like I said, it's quite a truck. Well, I'm not trucking anything, I'm dropping it in the boat, but it's quite a tow for me anyway. So yeah, I'm going to be going towards that second buoy in from the bank in the distance. Don't know if you can see it, but we'll put a bit of a closer up shot in a bit. Yeah, and then one about halfway. So probably, I don't know, three buoys apart. 2 or 3 meters away from the buoys. And yeah, the wind's calmed a little bit more now, so that's brilliant because the outboard's a bit so it's probably going to be a bit difficult to get the rods out there and avoid spinning around in circles, which I was doing last night. So anyway, rods, and get them out.
So what are you doing now?
So, I've got to remind myself how to do this because I haven't had to shrink wrap any baits for years. I was saying to you earlier when I thought I did it last time we come here, but I think I might have just had them with me. But so any usual lake back at home, you get crays quite often, standard. There's crabs in here, so big claws. They're big as well, big crabs. So yeah, it sounds funny, but yeah, we've got to protect the baits. So I've got a bit of shrink wrap. I'm pretty sure you just cut a bit off, chuck it in, put it in a kettle, and it basically will coat the bait in the plastic, and then yeah, I'm going to fish that with I would usually fish that snowman style with a little 10mm white pop-up on the top as the sight, but I'm going to use some plastic corn. Got some white in there, floating as well, just to give it a little bit of balance. Not too bothered about it being critically balanced, just want a visual sighter on there. So I'm going to give that a go, see wagwan.
Right, Lou's got his rods out now, whilst I've been filming him. So now it's my turn. I was going to cast. There's a buoy out there, which we've been recommended as a good spot, or just past the buoy. And the thing is, it's a really big lake. Everything looks closer than what it is. So I thought I could cast there. I can't. So I'm going to give in and use the boat like everyone else, but it's quicker as well. I can get the rods out now. It's getting dark, so just going to sort my rigs out, and me and Lou are going to go in the boat together, work as a team because it saves time, and yeah, get them out for the night and see what happens. Well, we're on our way back from putting my second rod out, so that is job done now. Both out just past the buoy where Nath has recommended the water kind of deepens, which it does, to be fair. We've had a let around. Yeah, 2 rods out there, a couple of scoops of bait on each, just enough for a bite. Nath said that he was here last week and he put quite a bit out to start with, and then took a little while to get a bite, so we haven't got the time that he had. So just a little bit, get a bite hopefully, and go again. So almost at shore, get this set up, get that barbecue on, I reckon, Lou.
Hungry?
Yeah.
Fancy another big Les's sausage?
I do. You can never get enough.
morning from the banks of the big lake in Belgium. We didn't really get much of a chance yesterday to keep the cameras updated, as with all these trips. It's always a rush. It's always we're always under pressure to either drive to a new location, get the rods sorted, sometimes tying rigs, and that's exactly what happened yesterday. We headed here from probably about 2 o'clock in the end. By the time we'd packed everything up at Geo's Lake and got all of the bits and bobs into the van, visited the shop for more supplies, it was getting well into the afternoon. And we arrived here at the big lake probably around sort of 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We came to meet our mate Nathan, which we haven't seen for a good 3 years. So again, like Geo, it was really nice to catch up with Nath. And yeah, come to fish a lake pretty close to his home that we have been to before and we have filmed here before. So it's really nice coming back to these banks again, seeing how it's changed a little bit. It's grown up a little bit more. Definitely a lot more active with the boats. The sailing club was very, very busy when we arrived yesterday. Boats absolutely littered across the lake everywhere. They were out in force. But yeah, so we ended up using the boat to position the rods yesterday, which made things a lot easier because we're fishing fairly far out, as we probably did explain while we were getting the rods out. And I'm very, very happy to introduce this morning with a fish under our belt. So not too long before the sun was coming up this morning, it was my left-hand rod, went into absolute meltdown, completely sort of, I was a bit shocked really to hear the receiver go, completely in a deep sleep as well, because we've been absolutely knackered from all the travelling and the lack of sleep we've had so far. So stumbled down the bank, down a sandy bank, put the waders on, nearly fell over, run into the water, picked the rod up, and yeah, I was connected to my first fish of the trip. So without any more mucking about, we've already had a coffee this morning, so we've got some energy. Going to get this fish out now. The sun's just come up over the horizon now, and yeah, perfect lighting for the fish. So let's go and see that mirror, and hopefully the bites continue throughout the day. A little bit lively, but I've got a beautiful Belgian mirror in this gorgeous morning sunlight. He's a bit lively because he's been in a retainer for a few hours. Right, there you go. There you go. What a carp to finally get off the mark with. And it's a beautiful mirror. It's actually my first Belgian mirror as well. We've fished this lake before and I had a nice common. So yeah, very nice to get a mirror. And with this wind and this sun that's beating down quite warm now, fingers crossed that we can get some more action today. Nath had a little common last night, so just keen to have one now. And we're all catching fish.
Okay, so after Louis caught that absolutely beautiful mirror earlier, we've sat on our hands, we've watched as much as we can. We haven't seen anything. It's been very quiet down here. The wind's pushing down here, the sun's out. In all honesty, it seems perfect, but as often the case, perfect doesn't always actually happen. So we've got another plan already. I know we've moved about a lot, but on these trips you have to try, whether it's a night, whether it's a few hours, you have to give it a go, see what's happening. And we've done that, we've nicked a bite, well, 2 bites between 3 of us. So, job done as far as we're concerned. We can move on now. This isn't looking productive, so hopefully we can move on to another lake which Nathan's recommended to us and nick a few bites there. It'd be nice for myself to get involved with the fish. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. Another pack up to start. Seems like that's all we've done is set up, pack up, but yeah, that's how these trips go sometimes. So going to crack on with that A lot to pack up as usual, camera stuff, yeah, always come heavy-handed. So yeah, we're going to get a move on. Don't want to leave it too late as we've done in the past and get to like in the dark, because then it's a rush and stressful to get the rods out. So we want to get there in good time, find some fish hopefully, and yeah, see what happens there.
We're going to a lake I fished for maybe 6 years. Few 30s in there, also a nice looking mirror. I caught them this year on I think 38 pounds. So it would be nice to get them again. It's a nice scaly one. So let's pack up the gear and go to the lake.
So, first rod's in, took as much care as I could, really quiet. Took me 2 casts. The first cast, it went on the spot, but the drop was a bit soft. Done it again, tiny bit to the left, much harder. So yeah, I probably threw around 14, 15 baits around it. 1 handful of tigers. It's enough for a bite. So that's done. Lou's gonna get his first rod done now. I'm gonna film him doing that, and then I'll get my second rod out.
Right, well, sorry we haven't really had that much time to update the camera since we last spoke, but we are now fishing at a new location. Been put on here by our good friend Nath, and yeah, so far it's looking really good. We had a quick walk round this lake when we got here. We found some fish. Ooh, found some fish in the snags. Saw quite a big orange koi as well, which is really cool. I'd love to catch that one. But yeah, it's home to some really nice fish. Want to get this piece sort of wrapped up quite quick. We've got to have some dinner yet, and yeah, the rods are all set. We've chosen to fish very close in, again on recommendation from Nath. Only an underarm flick out, and I actually waded a couple of, waded 1 rod down the margin and then sort of waded out to get the other spot. Just a little couple of handfuls of bait, but it's looking really good. We've seen a few fish showing as well, so we're all quite excited for the night. We've all got our rods in the water, and hopefully we can end this trip on a high with something very special in the morning.
So, woken up to another emotionless night. Woke up around 3 o'clock in the morning this morning to a single bleep, and yeah, stayed awake for a little while. There's a lot of shows down the other end. Went back to sleep in hope. Woke up this morning and they're still there. They're still showing like crazy, so I'm running around there with a rod because it's all or nothing now for me, so I want to get around there pretty quick.
Good morning. This is our last morning now. We've awoke at the lake where we fished last night. As you can see behind me, All the barrows are loaded already. It's probably approaching sort of 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning now. And we noticed last night, sort of in the hours of darkness between sort of 1 and 3 in the morning, there was a lot of fish showing on the other bank, opposite us in the snags. So Kieran did whip a rod in this morning and headed round there for a little while, maybe an hour this morning. Took the GoPro and that with him for a sort of last ditch attempt to try and nick one out of here before we hatched another plan together, which unfortunately didn't come to fruition. So yeah, we've done exactly that. It's our last morning. We've got literally a handful of hours left, and we've decided to head to another venue. It's now Operation Kieran. We need to catch him a fish today, and we're going to head over to a days only lake, not too far from where we are, but sort of going the right way for our journey home later. We do have to pop in to see Gio in Ostend on the way home, so we do have to be very careful with our time and how long we're spending here. But yeah, it's going to be hopefully an in and out. We know there's a good chance here, potentially anyway, but you just don't know. So yeah, all the gears on the barrow. We're going to try and find some energy to pick it up and push it to the van, get it loaded, get to this lake, and let's try and catch another one before we go home.
Blanket another lake in Belgium.
First impressions, Kier?
Yes, okay, so you wouldn't expect to find it really. It's like over in the car park, you can just see this massive lake behind us, which is a no fishing lake, and yeah, the further you walk, the prettier it gets, and then you stumble along this little kind of park lake, I suppose, in the middle of the woods. It's pretty cool. Got wooden boards going all the way out in every swim. Looks very shallow, but there is 3 people here fishing, which Nathan is surprised about. So, like I say, we ain't really got long. We need to just get a bite as quickly as possible. We've just found some fizzing. Lou just spotted some, so we're just having a little look to see what it is. But yeah, need to crack on.
Sitting here now for what, close to an hour, do you reckon?
An hour, I think.
And we're down the far end of the lake, as Kier said, and we have actually seen some bubbling, which looked like a carp, just blowing bubbles as it was swimming along. He's just gone for a quick walk round. The rods are out here. I'm looking after him for him. We've just seen a fish crash down sort of the middle of the lake on the opposite bank. So Kier's gone for a walk around there, going to have a look off all the stations in the margins, see if he can see anything, and if there's anything to go on, then I'm guessing we'll be up in sticks and moving round. But let you see that bubble in there? Straight out in front of the net is one bubble left.
Yeah.
Yeah, this come up in a row, in a line.
There can be fish under it.
Yeah, because it came in to the station and then it went out.
Yeah.
So it was like a fish swimming. So we'll just have to see what happens for now. Could be another move on the card soon.
Yeah, look at them all.
Little fish.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Thousands of them.
So we've got about an hour left on the clock, haven't we, mate?
Hour left. I've seen 2 fish are in the middle of the pond. Go and put a couple of singles on them and literally pray.
If not,
If not,
we'll be back another day.
yeah.
Your turn to get revenge, possibly. Well, you never know. An hour is a long time. You could still get a bite.
Could do.
It takes 5 minutes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Let's get moved round there then.
Yeah, let's go.
Do it, mate.
Well, that's the end of our trip. Didn't happen in the end, unfortunately. Here, did it, mate?
No. it
But
hasn't.
it's been an enjoyable trip, nonetheless. Yeah, it's been very difficult. I think we've had pretty much prime, perfect textbook fishing weather. We've had a big moon, we've had winds, we've had a bit of rain today. We've had it all, and
Warm
it's
days.
warm days. Yeah, warm days. Quite cold
I
nights.
think that is worth saying. It has been very cold at night and warm in the day, which in past experience is never good.
No.
But it's just one of them things.
It is one of them. But although we're not ending on a fish, which is a high, it's always a learning curve, and there's always next time. So it probably won't be long before we're coming back. We might even try and get back in the next few weeks. So yeah, we'll see you on the next one.